Hey, this is Pastor Jonathan Tullis, and here's a question for you. Did you survive yet another end of the world or rapture like I did? Yes, we're a few days removed from the solar eclipse, or is it lunar eclipse? I always get them mixed up. But anyway, that eclipse thing that happened a few days ago, we're a few days removed from that. And, you know, there were people all over going, oh, this is the end of the world, or this is the rapture, or this is when Jesus is coming back. And, you know, most people really don't take this stuff seriously, but I know that some people do. And, you know, it can be scary, especially if you're not very familiar with Scripture and you're not very familiar with some of the ideas that are out there about when Jesus is actually going to come back, and when people predict these things. And so let me just give you the answer to that. When will Jesus return? Well, the answer is no one knows except for God. You see, we can find this straight in the Scriptures, straight from Jesus in Matthew chapter 24. Some of Jesus's disciples are, basically saying, well, when is the temple going to be destroyed? And when is the Son of Man going to return? And so Jesus is teaching about the different signs and the things that some of the ancient prophets predicted. And then he makes some observations about their modern day context. But then we see this bit in verse 36. Again, I'm in Matthew chapter 24. And I'm reading from the New Living Translation. Verse 36 says this, however, no one knows the day or hour when these things will happen, not even the angels in heaven or the Son himself, and I want you to hear this part, only the Father knows. Okay? So any of these preachers that go on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, and they say, oh, we know when Jesus is coming back. Jesus is coming back on this day. Number one, they're lying. They're just flat out lying. They don't know because only God knows. They're just trying to get likes and clicks. They're just trying to cash in. They're grifting, and they're just doing what shady preachers do. Take it from Jesus himself. No one knows except for God the Father. So rest assured, we're in good hands. And we need not fear the return of Christ in the first place, because that's the day when death and sin and sorrow and sadness are all fully destroyed. So take heart. Do not fear. God's got this. I'm Pastor Jonathan Tullis, and thanks very much for checking this out. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments, and I'll be glad to do the best I can to answer any questions you might have.